Okay, well, welcome everybody. My name is David Johnston. I'm the founder of Transcend Admissions Consultants, and I'm really glad to have this session with you today. I wish we could have it in person. Typically at the end of the season, I have an information event and invite several of my clients and of course, ask the audience to come and let you interact with the clients, let you hear their stories. Unfortunately, we can't do this year, but it's really great. I really appreciate them taking the time to come and take part in this Zoom session. For those of you who don't know me, my name is David Johnston. I'm the founder of Transcend Admissions Consultants. I founded Transcend Admissions in 2010. And over the last 10 plus years, we've helped really hundreds and hundreds of people get into top business schools, MBAs, and a lot of MS too. So today's going to be about MS programs, mostly business related MS programs. And I really enjoy this job because I get to meet outstanding people and help them tell their stories, and solve problems and just really sell themselves to the admissions officers. But so of course I help these clients succeed, but believe me, a lot of them, they did a lot of work themselves. They're the ones that really deserve most of the credit, and I want them to share their stories with you. And I hope, the audience listening today will get some ideas about how to really sell yourself to the admissions team and how to have a successful application. Okay, so what I want to talk about, usually I do this presentation and the topic is how to plan your graduate application strategy. And I will tell you that the admissions officers for these schools, when they make their decision whether to admit you or not, they're looking at several categories. Are you intelligent? Do you have good professional experience? Are you a leader? Do you have a lot of extracurricular involvement? Do you have international exposure? Are you a strong communicator, especially in English? They're evaluating your career goals. They're evaluating your knowledge of the school and whether you fit the school's culture, whether you need this degree and what's unique about you. Do you have a good personality? So I'm not going to go over all these, but what I really want to focus on now is career goals and knowledge of the school. I think these are things that a lot of people underestimate. I think for intelligence, that's more like GPA, GMAT. I think a lot of people understand that your GPA, your GRE, your GMAT score really matter. And maybe you've had some work experience, internships. I think people understand that that's important and you need to sell that. But what a lot of people, I think, are not clearly aware of is how much they care about your career goal and how carefully they're looking at whether you're a fit for the school and whether you really did your research and have knowledge of the program. So let me focus on those. Okay, so when the admissions officers are looking at your career goals, here's what they're thinking. Are these goals logical? Is it really possible for this person to achieve this goal? Do they have the right skills for that job? Are they knowledgeable about this career, this industry? Are they enthusiastic about it? Look, you're trying to tell them that this is what you want to do for the next 10 years or maybe more, even in the long term, maybe this is your goal. So you're really talking about a long time here. You should be enthusiastic about this, right? And are you committed to achieving the goal? That means, have you done something already? Have you already taken steps to prepare yourself? Yes, I know you've already told me you want to, be a marketing specialist or you want to be a product manager, but have you done something so far? Does it seem you're really serious about it? And to prove to you that the admissions officers in these schools care about this, look at this essay question from Michigan Ross, which is very simple. What is your desired career path and why? So the whole essay is wanting you to explain your career goal. Now, look, I could explain my career goal in one sentence. I could say my career goal is to work for a leading management consulting firm, period. Okay, I've told you my career goal, but obviously that's not adequate. They want you to talk about some, they want you to convince them that achieving that goal is possible, that I have some of the right skills, that I'm knowledgeable about this industry. They want to see my enthusiasm. They want to see I'm committed to those goals. So that's why they ask an essay question like this. And if they interview, that's why they're going to ask you about it again in the interview. So you got the point? In your graduate school application, career goals is a very, very important element that you're going to keep discussing over and over. You're going to have to write a lot of essays about it. You're going to have to talk about it in the interviews. And I think a lot of people underestimate that. So if you're one of these people who's like, you're thinking, hey, it's only the middle of June. I'm not going to apply until at the earliest October, and maybe not even till January. Or maybe you're one of these people who's not going to apply until next year. Well, okay, so you may be thinking, what can I do? I'm getting tired of studying for GMAT. I can't just study for GMAT and GRE all the time. I want to do something else. Okay, well, here's what else you can do. Do your career research. Talk to alumni. Talk to people in the jobs that interest you. You want to be a product manager? Go find a couple of people who are working as product managers and ask them about their day-to-day job duties and what the challenges are and what they don't like about it, what they like about it. The more you can build up this knowledge, the more persuasive you'll be when you're writing that essay. And even if the essay is not like the essay this essay is all about the career goal, right? But most essays that are called a statement of purpose and SOP, an element of those essays is something about career goal. Tell us about your career goal and why you need this degree. So you're going to have to write about this frequently. So you know what you should do? If you're not sure about your career goal, do that research now. And on a similar note, do the research about the schools you're applying to. So I think this is another thing people underestimate. They underestimate how much the admissions officers care about this. They really, really care about, they want to feel that you really like them. Yes, you're applying to 5 schools or 8 or even more. Nothing wrong with that. You should apply to more than one school. However, you still need to make us feel like we're your top choice, that you really like us, that you're a fit for our program. So when they're reading your essays and when they're listening to your interview statements, the admissions officers are going to be thinking, hey, does this person understand what's unique about our program, how it can help them? Do they understand our, maybe the culture of our program or the city that it's located in? A lot of people want to go to Duke. It's a very popular school. And they tell me that's their dream school. And I say things, and then I often respond and say, yeah, oh, Durham's a great place. And they'll say, huh, Durham? What's that? And I say, look, that's the city where Duke is located, okay? You can't try to tell me Duke is your dream school and then say you've never heard of Durham, okay? So that won't be acceptable. You really need to understand the program, the location, to be able to convince somebody that this is really your dream school. So now's the time to do this. Talk to current students, talk to alumni, reach out to them. Maybe they're your friends already, but maybe they're not. But, utilize LinkedIn, reach out to Taiwanese alumni in the US. I find a lot of them are very, very generous with their time. Of course, not all of them will respond to you, but some of them will, and say, hey, would you mind if I chat with you? Would you mind chatting with me for 20 minutes about, the program? I'm sure a lot of them will respond to you. And you can understand more about that culture. And it will be easier for you to show your enthusiasm for the school in the essays. Because like I said, you're going to have to write a lot of essays on this topic. For example, look at this next essay question. It's for the Carnegie Mellon Master in Information Systems Management program. A pretty popular program. It's kind of like an analytics program. And they say, why did you choose the MSIM program at CMU Heinz? So that's a key part of the question. Why did you choose this program? They really want you to explain that in detail. And you can guess they're probably not just looking for one sentence, right? They want a nice long paragraph and then moving on and explaining how it's going to help you achieve your career goal. See, career goal coming up here again. So this is what I advise a lot of you to do. You're thinking it's still June. It's not time to start writing essays yet. It's not time to start submitting the application. Do your school research. Do it now, because you can't wait until a week before the deadline to start doing that, because it takes a lot of time to do that research, to make those connections, to have those conversations. So now's a really great time to do that, to take notes about the programs you want to choose, or it's just going to help you make a final decision whether you really like that school. Maybe you just can't quite decide. You've got a few schools in mind. You can't decide which is your favorite. Well, you know what you need to do? You need to talk to people who've been in that program, current students and alumni. Okay, so I want to say just a couple more things about the timeline. So now is June. A lot of people are usually working on their tests, GMAT, GRE, TOEFL. You should be doing that. You should be doing your school research so that by July, whoever is planning to apply in round one, you should be finalizing your school list so that by August, when the applications go live, you can really start writing the essays. You can start contacting your recommenders to arrange that. If you're applying in round one, September is going to be very, very busy, finalizing your resume, finalizing your essays, getting your letters of recommendation. Whoever's applying in round two, you need to start wrapping up your tests probably by September so that you can get started applying in October, because round two is usually in January. If you're going to apply in January, you need to wrap up those tests by September. So whoever's applying in round one, you're probably going to submit in October. Whoever's applying in round two, finalize your application strategy and school list in October, so that by November, you can start writing essays. You can start arranging for your recommendations. Whoever applied in round one, you're going to be interviewing in November if that school interviews. Applying in round two, December, you're going to be very, very, very busy writing essays. Whoever applied in round one, you should be receiving your decisions, accepted or rejected, by December. Round two deadlines are probably in the beginning of January. And by the end of January, you're going to start getting interview invitations. So you'll be preparing for those interviews. In early February, you'll be preparing for interviews. Maybe the people who are a little bit late, you didn't get your test scores in time. Maybe you're going to keep applying. You're going to apply in round three. Maybe you still have a chance. Or whoever applied in round one, your tuition deposit will be due. They're going to ask you to pay that deposit to confirm you're going to go there. And in March and April, you'll receive the round two admissions decision. So I hope this gave you an overview of what the schedule might be looking like in the next few months. And one more thing I would like to point out. Anyone who's listening to this video, when you're really getting serious about applying, feel free to get on our website, transcendadmissions.com, and fill out the free consultation form. You know, we're happy to give a free 20-minute consultation to anyone who wants to learn more about graduate school, learn more about our service. If you have questions that are bothering you, we're happy to answer them. So feel free to take advantage of that. Okay, so I've got several really outstanding clients here today, and a lot of them apply to different types of programs. And I think they can give you a lot of interesting insights about what it takes to apply to certain types of programs and best methods on how to succeed. Maybe we can start with, how about we start with Jane? Jane is a recent college graduate, and she applied to Master in Management programs. And I believe she'll be attending the London Business School Master in Management program this year. Hi, Jane, welcome.
Hi.
你可以讲中文。
好，
跟你。
好，我是卢品杰，然后我是2020年从台大财经系毕业，然后之后会去伦敦商学院就读那个 Master in Management， 但是我在中间其实投了 8间学校，然后4间是有跟 David 合作。那这些学校包含 Duke、INSEAD、ESA，然后还有什么？我看一下，就是其实是只要是欧洲的 对 HEC、Duke、IE、LSE 这些我都有投，然后成果都还不错。除了 LSE 跟ESSEC 之外，全部都有录取，然后有些有奖学金。所以如果对 management 的 master 有兴趣的，可以之后多问我问题，这样。
Okay, welcome. Thanks for being here. Okay, next we have Jesse. Hi, Jesse. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi everyone. 我是 Jessie，然后我之前大学是念经济系的，然后我毕业之后，我在4大事务所做 International Tax 做了将近3年，然后在去年年底的时候，我比较晚，我大概10月、11月才找 David， 其实有点偏晚，那时候申请的时候就比较赶，然后我申请了6间学校。都是在美国的学校，然后我选的 program 是 finance。那我申请的学校6间就很幸运的全部都有录取，然后6间里面有 USC 南加大，第一间南加大，再有 Boston College、Washington University in St. Louis， 然后 Rochester 伊利诺香槟，还有 UC Irvine， 然后其中3家都有给我奖学金。那我最后是决定要到 USC 去。谢谢。
Congratulations, Jesse. Thanks for being here. Okay, next we have Melody. Melody has a marketing background, and she applied to the Master in Economics and Management program at Cornell. Hi, Melody.
Hi， 大家好，我是 Melody。我也是，好像是2017年大学毕业，我是交通大学管理科学系毕业，然后我一毕业之后，我先工作了4年，然后都是在化妆品业，然后我分别做大概1年半的在 sales team， 然后后面近2年都是在 marketing team。然后我是毕业之后一直有思考我要不要读研究所，那因为我是读管科的嘛，就是样样通样样松，所以其实我也思考很久，就是到底要不要读，以及要读什么。然后我也是因为有这4年的工作经验，才摸索出来我想要读。我想要真的想要了解更多的是行为经济，所以其实我 research 过后也只有2间学校有这样子适合我的 program， 所以我到11月才找 David， 那也很感谢在这么短的时间内有完成，然后最后也顺利的申请上这所学校这样子，谢谢。
Okay, congratulations, Melody. Okay, next we have Ray Guo. Ray was admitted to the Master in Quantitative Management program at Duke. And Ray, you know where Durham is, right?
Of course I do.
Welcome.
Hi， 我是 Ray， 然后我去年从政治大学企管系毕业，然后我在去年2019的时候考完 GMAT 之后就找 David。I think I'm the earliest one to find David for my application cycle.
Yes, I think you were first last year. You were
Yeah.
very early.
我考完之后3月的时候就找 David， 所以其实我有蛮长一段时间准备。然后我后来跟 David 合作的学校是 Duke Field Grad 的 MQM， 是商业分析，然后还有 Michigan Ross 商学院的会计研究所。然后其实我大学念的是企管系，所以我算是有一点就是跳了不同的一个 track 走。然后大概这样。然后我觉得我最困难的事情应该是我是在当兵的时候申请，所以我是边当兵的时候边申请学校。所以如果这边有男性的 applicants 的话，等一下有当兵问题可以问一下。就这样。
Okay, thanks a lot, Ray. Okay, next we have Chloe. Hi, Chloe. Chloe, I think you studied economics in college, and but you work for a family business, and you were focusing on supply chain management related programs, right? And you were admitted to the Michigan Ross Supply Chain Management program and a couple MBA programs, but let's talk about the supply chain management.
Yeah, 我是 Chloe， 然后我在2019年的时候从交大管科系毕业，然后从毕业之后我就在家族企业工作，是关于比较偏 outdoor recreation 的 industry。 然后就是也是毕业之后就摸索出就是对 supply chain management 蛮有兴趣的，所以我一开始就打算申请 supply chain management 的 MS program，我锁定了几间，然后后来本来是打算就是只跟 David 合作 MS program，但是后来就是在申请过程中，我的 consultant 就一直鼓励我申请 MBA，所以虽然说我只有1年多的工作经验，但是我后来也是申请一些 MBA。可是后来我最后还是决定读 MS program，就是 Michigan Ross 的 Supply Chain Management Program。所以这一路的心路历程其实有点曲折。所以如果有人有这方面的在考虑要 MS 还是 MBA， 或是对 Supply Chain Management 有兴趣，都可以 reach out 这样。
Okay, next we have Tina. Tina applied to several business analytics programs and she's admitted to a couple of them, including Columbia. And she's back from the US. She's an undergraduate student in the US, but we're glad to have her here in Taiwan. We're lucky to have her. Hi, Tina.
嗨，大家好，我叫 Tina， 我是王月婷。那我大概几天前从 UC San Diego 毕业，那我就读的是 Business Psychology major， 然后我有辅修一个 Computer Science 的 minor。那我当初申请5间Business Analytics 的 program， 然后我上了 Emory， 然后有奖学金，还有 Columbia。那我目前应该是这2间都一间是 defer， 然后一间算是放弃，就是 Columbia 算是放弃的状态，因为他不让我 defer。那我目前是 Amazon 的 marketing intern， 对。那如果有相关的问题，也可以 reach out。
Thanks a lot, Tina. Okay, the last person is Victoria. Victoria's she applied to Master in Economics programs, and she was admitted to LSE, London School of Economics, Master in Economics program. Hi, Victoria, are you there?
Hi, can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yeah.
好，大家好，我是2017年从政大国贸系毕业的 Victoria。那我是大4的时候呢，就是被国际金融课一些关于跟央行啊货币政策的一些内容迷惑，结果就弃了商学院，踏上公职，那决定往经济领域发展。那我申请的4间学校有 LSE、Georgetown， 还有一间在巴塞隆纳学校，还有 Cambridge。最后除了 Cambridge 以外，其他都录取了，这样子。
Congratulations. Well, maybe I'll just ask a couple follow-up questions to all of you, but I'll just start with Victoria.
Okay.
So I think you started pretty early too. You had a long application process. You methodically went through it.
Yes.
What did you find was the most challenging part of the application for you?
那就补充一下好了，就是我大概就是决定要考就是高考的时候，就定下了一个就是很多年的计划，就是2017毕业就打算全职考高考1年，然后打算要工作3年，用工作3年来累积工作经验，然后思考未来要进修领域，然后才决定出国念书。所以其实我是19还是20年就其实就第一次跟 David 接洽，然后所以我的 cycle 其实是非常长。那后来因为有顺利进到央行，然后时程上面还蛮确定的，所以我最后在今年，这是在2020年2月的时候，第一次就是去跟 David 签约，然后差不多7、8月就开始先撰写就是推荐信的部分。那most challenging part 我觉得就是最一开始的时候就不知道该从哪里开始。那这边就是David 他各种经验就会帮助我们先知道说，例如说7、8月的时候可以先撰写就是推荐信的草稿，因为你那个时候还没有其他就是申请都还没有开，所以你还没有办法真的开始写申请的东西。但是像推荐信这种很 general 的东西就可以开始写。那我觉得就是 most challenging part 就是 first draft of anything， but it really gets better later。
Just writing that first draft, a little bit painful, right?
Yeah, 你要经过就是很多的 reflection，还有很多的 research 去想说你到底要写出什么样的文章，但是组织出来以后，在跟 David 讨论的过程，然后 David 帮你润饰的过程中，它就会真的逐渐成型。所以最一开始打下第一个字的瞬间就是最痛苦的这样子。
How do you feel, Jesse? What was the most challenging part for you?
我觉得我的跟刚刚 Victoria 分享的蛮像的，就是真的是写 first draft 的时候最难的，就是真的是很难知道怎么开始，尤其是他们问的问题都是什么，你以后想要做什么啊，你的 short term goal、long term goal， 然后如果失败了要怎么办，然后或是这个学校可以给你什么是你需要的，他会问一些这种很广泛的问题，但是要怎么去 narrow down 到跟你自己的自身经验相关，然后去说服他们说你真的是很确定自己要走这个 career path。其实我觉得对，像我可能没有那么善于表达我自己就是以后想要做什么这件事情，就真的是 David 的帮助蛮大的。
Thanks, Jesse.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so I think a lot of people know this is challenging, but I think after the application process, a lot of people look back on it and say, you know what, that was kind of interesting. I think I learned a lot from it. So maybe some of you could reflect on this, like Melody, what do you feel that is something you learned from this application process or that was interesting about it?
Even 对我来说，因为我已经想了4年，然后终于找到这个我很想读的科系。但我觉得一边写一边准备，就是当你试着了解更多的时候，你就会一直怀疑说，哎，这到底是不是你自己选的？就是这真的是我想要的东西吗？然后我还记得我的第一份 SOP， 我交了整整4页，因为就是有点很像人生的回忆录，就是你要把你生活，就这4年来，或是你这一辈子做过所有事情。我的做法是用时间轴，就是跟 David 讨论之后，我们是走时间轴，因为我就真的当下有点太被这个科系给迷惑，就觉得天哪，我终于找到我很想要读的，但是一时之间很难去整理一个脉络，去说服学校说到底要做什么，所以我们是把时间轴找出来，然后我觉得也是，就现在看回去，真的会觉得你重新了解了你自己，就是你会发现原来你所做的每一件事情，你的每一个决定。都是支持你找到你最后这个结果的一个方法，所以我觉得，就是如果大家还在不确定自己要做什么，或者是对自己不是很肯定的话，其实也可以试着用这样子的方式去把自己所做过大大小小的事，甚至你觉得一点都不重要的事，但你把它拿出来后，你会发现它其实会跟你人生的其他事件有一些蛮奥秘的连接，然后也可以把你整个逻辑更组织起来。
Okay, thank you. How about you, Chloe? Is there something you felt was something you learned or was really interesting from the process?
也是，就是更了解自己，因为像写 essay，尤其是在 interview 的时候，会需要很多的小故事，不管是工作上还是在求学过程，任何都会需要一个小故事。可是平常不会去特别回想到，是在申请的时候。我跟 consultant 他会一直挖掘我的故事，然后跟我一起把它一起编造成一个更好听的故事，就是把它多包装。然后后来就会回头才发现，就是原来自己也是经历了这么多事情。对，一开始就是会觉得自己没有什么可以写，但是到后来发现其实蛮多可以写，有时候反而写太多，我都写超过字数很多。像 Ross 一篇才200个字，可是我有时候都写到400-500，然后我的那个 Riven 是我的顾问，他就是都帮我改的蛮辛苦的，都要砍半，只是他很厉害，都帮我缩到刚刚好200个字，所以我觉得也很谢谢他。
Yeah, Riven's very, very good at that. And I'm glad it worked out for you. Maybe I can ask another question to Ray. Ray had mentioned in his opening statement that when he was applying, a lot of the time he was in the military. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that, Ray. Like, you know, this happens every year. People graduate and then they need to go to the military a couple months later. So do you have any advice for people how to manage this when, you know, they're not going to have much time in front of the computer? What should they do to prepare?
我觉得如果是就是有要当兵的，我相信大部分人应该都是要当兵的男生们，就是一定要尽早的开始准备申请这件事情。我那时候是我3月的时候就已经找了 David， 所以我其实推荐信那些其实蛮早就已经开始 working。但是因为像 essay， 学校通常是在8月或是9月，7、8月的时候，暑假期间给你 essay 的题目。像是因为我今年申请了3间，有一间是 Virginia， 另外2间 Ross 跟 Duke 是没有改题目，但是像 Virginia 题目就有点变，所以其实你也没办法太早去准备题目，因为没办法确定。然后我是在当兵之前，9月15号之前就把所有的 application 已经送出去了，所以我在当兵的时候就是安心的当兵，每天等晚上放手机看自己有没有被邀请去面试。但是那个 process 是真的很就痛苦，因为你不能一直看手机。很羡慕各位女生们可以晚上天天在我没有被录取，就我不行，我晚上都要在那边等，就是很紧张。然后接到面试的时候，我还是在军营里面，所以等于说我在军营里面是因为军营里面又没有任何人会讲英文，不要奢望班长会讲英文，不要奢望林兵会讲英文，就是你没有任何人可以讲英文。所以我那时候拿到就是通知的时候，我是就是在当兵的时候就一直拿着一支笔记本，然后在那边写我自己要回答什么题目。然后因为我很幸运的第一间收到面试的学校就是 Dream School， 就是 Duke， 所以我那时候很紧张，超级无敌紧张。然后我又没有想到我本来以为 Duke 不会上，所以我那时候就压根没有想到就是要准备 Duke 的面试题目。所以我那时候是在笔记本上面写，就是关于一些题目，我该怎么回答，然后就做一些 brainstorming， 像是你要写哪几个关键字啊，你要怎么，我觉得面试就是在准备面试最重要的是你要 convince 面试官你为什么可以进入这间学校，你也要 convince 你自己这间学校到底是不是你想要的。我觉得这个 convince 的过程是很重要。然后也很感谢就是David 最后都在假日的时候陪我面试，就是陪我练习面试。对，就是 Thank you David.
Okay, so I try not to work on the weekend, but if you're desperate and you're in the military and you disappear and you only have one day before your interview, maybe I'll make an exception.
Yep, that's true.
And of course, I'm working right now. It's on the weekend. So, okay. Once in a while, I'll do it. Tina. Hi, Tina.
Hi.
You applied to business analytics programs, which are very popular lately. And you talked about it in your introduction. You were a psychology major, but you started studying computer science at the end of your college life. You said very unexpectedly, because you used to hate coding. You told me that before. You used to hate coding, yet somehow you ended up as a computer science minor. Maybe you can talk about how you came down this path to be interested in analytics.
好，那其实这是一个非常奇怪的过程，就是有一天我突然听到我朋友的朋友，他靠着股票赚了好像好几百万吧，然后还用它买了房子之类的，然后我就开始想说，那我也可以用股票来做点什么事，但是我又不想要像就是可能一些长辈们就是靠自己的主观就是决定要投哪些股票，我就开始查就是 machine learning， 然后用这些方法去投资，然后我就去上了一堂好的课，就是简单来说就是用 AI 去帮你选股的课，然后那堂课蛮有名，可能有些人有听过，然后上完那堂课之后我就觉得蛮有趣的，那我就继续去上学了，然后就是有一天我又必须要上一堂Python的课，因为那是 requirement， 然后那个老师讲得非常的清楚，然后上完那堂课之后我就觉得我可能可以就是写程式吧，因为这感觉没有很难，然后我就那天就决定好我要 minor 了，然后就这样踏上了这个旅程，然后后来发现 coding 真是有够难，然后对，但我还是读完了，就是这样。
But then you moved on and you went beyond psychology and you started doing consulting projects and internships, right?
Yeah.
So maybe for people who are interested in consulting, now that you've done a couple consulting projects and even an internship, do you have any recommendations for people interested in consulting, or any thoughts about it?
我开始就是一个非常另外一个崎岖的过程，就是呢，其实我一直都不知道我自己要干嘛，然后我发现我自己的个性是比较喜欢就是一直有变化。那 consulting 它的这个工作的 nature 就是它可以让你跟不同的 client interact， 然后一直有不同的新东西要你去学习。那我就觉得 idea 还蛮 appealing 的。然后我就去参加了一个叫做 I Experience 的计划，它是2个星期，就是教你 consulting 所有的 basic， 然后4个星期让你去做跟当地的商家合作，然后做一个 internship。然后那时候我是在葡萄牙完成这个program 的。那时候4周，我是跟一个叫做 Humaniacs 的算是小 startup 合作。那我就是帮他们从一个算是猎人头顾问公司转型到一个就是像好好那种平台。那中间就是做了很多不同的value proposition 跟一些帮他们找一些 client targeting 的 strategy 这些。那我觉得要让所有对 consulting 的人有一点帮助的一些技巧是，就是第一个要好好练习你的表达，然后就是想办法在解释每一件事情的时候都想办法用那个 STAR strategy， 就是先讲 situation， 然后最后再带到你的 impact。然后我觉得这整个就是叙述的方式是非常重要的。然后第二个是就是presentation 的一些 PPT 的 skills， 那一定要非常会做 PPT， 然后要上面写得很清楚，然后要很会美化。那这2个是最重要。第3个是有很多美国的 consulting firm 会需要 case interview， 那这个东西是要非常早就开始准备，然后最好是可以加入一些当地的 consulting 社团，他们会有很多case study 的练习，让你去 get familiar with 那整个 process， 因为那 process 其实是蛮 stressful 的，所以这就是3个小 tip 给所有的 consulting 的人。对。
Okay, you have a lot of great experiences to share. And I think a couple other of our participants today are interested in consulting. Right, Jane?
Yes.
So Jane studied finance in college, and she even did a couple of private equity internships, which are very hard to get. Yet I think she's made a pivot to consulting. Maybe you can explain why you decided to change your career goal.
好，就是我原本是财经系，然后之前做的实习有在NGO， 然后也有在管顾，然后后来跑到投信，然后后来又跑到 PE 这样。然后我一开始进 PE 的时候是想说，觉得 PE 是一个很好的地方，可以让我在财经还有在管顾上面，就是管理顾问解决问题上面做一个很好的融合。因为 PE 它同时要去做一些 valuation， 然后去评估公司，做 research， 做 DD， 那同时它也要在投后管这边要去 manage 这个 company， 然后可能以股东的身份去决定这个公司的走向。那我发现，但是我在进 PE 的过程中，我发现说我做 research 还有可能做财务上面的分析部分比较多，对于公司的管理或是决策这上面的部分比较少，可能也是跟我进的 PE 的实习有关。但是然后同时我也在做一些管顾的专案，所以我在这2者比较中，我发现说我其实自己还是很喜欢那种团队合作的感觉。因为管顾做 project 的过程，你可以有很多的讨论，那议题也会很不一样。然后不只是在财务上面，也有很多工具，你也可以接触到，像是行销或者是对啊，行销 SEO， 然后market 就是 market entry 各种的策略，我觉得是更吸引我的。所以我后来就是决定说我想要走纯 consulting， 而不是做就是可能2者的结合。虽然说它是一个大家都很向往的行业。
Okay, so she put a lot of thought into her career goals too before trying to sell it to the school.